Okay, so this is going to be a random sketch page. I'm completely drawing from my mind, and that is it. So I'm going to go through it, and we can talk about it as I'm drawing. I'm not really sure at all what I'm drawing. This is a sketch page I kind of recommend you guys doing. I'm just using a regular generic ballpoint pen, and I am going to just start with random shapes right now, and I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of scribbling around, and this is free roam. What do you call it? Free kind of consciousness sort of thing. I would say it's a good idea for you to try this stuff out as well to kind of get your mind going. So I'm going to talk you all the way through it. So I know I'm thinking of like a head right there. Maybe I'm not really sure over here. Maybe some sort of monster. But let's just flesh out this head over here right now. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know who this is going to be. This is going to be thinking of a male character of some kind. I'm not really sure. Right here. Gonna put some eyes down there, and I'm thinking, all right, what am I gonna do here? Gonna go right here and give it some eyebrows in general. There you go. Kind of the nose over here. Over here on this side. Kind of just putting up like a like a regular human face, and I'm thinking, you know what, this will be fine. This will be completely good. And I'm just thinking, you know what, this will be right here. Just a normal dude hanging out. There we go. Pulling up over here. Maybe look a little bit more masculine. I'm trying to think of like my bigger jaw. Draw the ear over here. And it's pretty good to kind of start the page off with this because I'm thinking, you know what? All right, let's just kind of get it started in general, this page. And who knows what I'm going to put on it here. Want his hair kind of forward. There we go. He's looking a little bit too draw a pretty big neck right here to give him muscular build, but I think his eyes are a little bit too feminine, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more of a stern look. Sorry if I'm covering it up. I'm trying to kind of pull away here and there. You can see the entire playlist I have of sketchbook pages in general. I'm just gonna add this, even though it's not in the sketchbook. I'm just gonna kind of add this under the sketchbook playlist. There you go. Line over here. Just getting that stern look. There's a lot of techniques with the ballpoint pen, but I'll talk about that later. There you go. Bag under the eye over here a little bit. Giving a little bit more focus. There you go. That's an okay as a sketch. We can kind of work on that more in a bit, but let's just find something else over here. What can we find? Let's say a let's do kind of a monster head because monster heads are fun. Go with the big old. I like having the big old bulbous eye. And I'm thinking, you know what? And like I said, these kind of pages are really good just to kind of get ideas out, right? You should do pages like this in your sketchbook, just free kind of consciousness kind of thing. I'm just not really thinking that hard. I'm thinking of just honestly, I'm just kind of working on instinct and just playing around. Kind of at play is a really good kind of way to think about this sort of stuff. All right, I'm thinking like kind of a little bit of a bug creature sort of thing. There you go. Over here as well. Right on. And a lot of the stuff is going to be me darkening it out. I'm thinking, all right, this is okay. There has to be a focus, and the focus is almost always going to be on the eye. So I'm going to try to darken in the eye a little bit, and I want to give him that like reflective kind of crystal eye sort of thing. Like it's there's no pupil and iris per se, but or it's just one giant pupil, right? The dark part of the eye, maybe something like that. I'm just trying to, and we're not rendering it in full blown detail. I'm just kind of going in. I'm thinking, you know what, this is going pretty good. Right there. I go excellent right here. Just kind of again, just kind of making it look organic enough. And I'm basing it like on bug anatomy and a little bit on human anatomy as far as the shape of the head goes. Okay. That's decent. Let's go over here. What's across the bottom here? What's gonna be? I'm thinking of like a spaceship, like a Starcraft, and we're mixing in these things. By the way, again, this is free form, just random consciousness stuff. So let's put like a just sort of spaceship or submarine design. Literally not gonna. It's not gonna make a ton of sense. I'm just thinking of abstract shapes almost. So maybe some sense would be like, okay, there's like a window over here around that area. By the way, I'm using this like funky pen or pen. See, it has like a flashlight in it. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm just thinking of like some sort of mechanical thing. You know, you don't have to learn about much. I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm not gonna research. I mean, I'm not researching it because it's just random information. There'll be rockets on the side over here. There you go. I'm thinking, all right, that looks like some random machinery. So let me draw some sort of semblance of like maybe doors over here, maybe small doors, right, on this surface. And I'm just thinking upon shapes upon shapes. That's all I'm thinking about. Shapes upon shapes, right? Over here in general, maybe we can draw maybe some sort of little vent, right? Again, over here, maybe this is some sort of propulsion system. I don't know. Back here, and it's not. I don't need to know. This is just mental notes. These are just, you know, me toying with shapes as I'm doing this. Right? It's just completely we're at play here, and I want you to kind of be like that too when you do your page, by the way. So definitely do a page like this, and I don't mean like mine per se, but I'm saying like with. Let's go back to his hair a little bit. I'm saying just a page you're drawing random items that you could go back to and store. Okay, let's do some over here. Let's go over here. What can we draw? Pix. Uh, okay, let's just draw a fish. I don't know why that came to my mind. Completely randomly. Why did that come to my mind? I have no idea. I'm thinking of kind of like an angelfish for some reason. I think I did one of the other ones too. Those are probably one of my favorite fish ever. Just doing quick stuff right here. Let's give him an angry look. He's an angry angelfish. There you go. There you go. Right on. He's got his gills right there. And a little bit of the end of the tail of fish itself, right? Right around there. And like I said, doing this sort of stuff is awesome, right? Being able to kind of draw like a lot of little random ideas that you want. It's like a muscle, right? A lot of it is going to involve like learning more. That's a big thing if you want to learn. If you're getting addicted to learning about different things and the way different things work is incredibly fun and lends to being able to kind of do this sort of stuff. And I have a program on drawing. Go check out the website. It's sketchmonsterart.com. There is a program that will be on there very soon, so go take a look at that. And yeah, just some amazing, amazing stuff on there. So, but the program is not out yet, so just sign up, and it's gonna release at the end of the month. All right, that's an interesting little fish. Could add more to it, right? But it's all right. We're just working with sketches here, right? Literally just sketch form. I could go back to any of these and try to like go in and really try to detail it out, but we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing here. You're throwing in ideas. Let me go back to his ear real fast. You can go see, this is what I mean by this one. It's very free flowing. I can go back to other drawings right there and just kind of toy with them. And you know, you can always put in more detail. You can. That's what I kind of recommend doing that at the very end as well. Okay, let's go over here now, so you can kind of see stuff. Oh, 1 second. Let me go over here. Put that. I just saw that there. All right. Let's see. Let's go into some sort of, thinking some sort of, I guess, robot. See, that's the thing. I'm not even really sure what I'm doing here. I kind of see it's kind of like a Rorschach test, right? I'm kind of seeing a robot here. Yeah, let's see. I kind of see a robot. So, what style of robot? I don't know. But I'm seeing some sort of robot over here. There you go. Alright, I'm thinking, alright, some sort of odd mechanism that I'm thinking about here. Maybe pulling out some sort of mechanical gears. Right on. Alright, and I'm thinking, alright, what's gonna come of this? Is he gonna have some sort of flexion in his torso here. And that's the thing. I'm thinking of these things as I'm talking about them. And that's kind of why I wanted you to see this process. And I'll probably do more of these if you like, by the way. I mean, obviously, I have a whole playlist of them, of me doing this exact process. But if you like, I can kind of do these on and off because I do think they are very fun in a in a different way. So just something to kind of think about. And right here, I'm not even sure the joints I'm gonna put in. I'm just like, okay, this is some sort of I'm thinking robot, but it's starting to look a little bit more like a some sort of knight. But we'll see if I decide to completely change what I'm doing into like a knight. But I don't think so. I think I'm gonna stick with robot. It has like some contraptions in his back. There we go over here. And like obviously I see these things on the far end and I'm thinking, all right, well, might as well go with the wing-ish shape that I saw, right? And hopefully this inspires you to do your own page, right? I really hope that it does. That's kind of my goal, is to get you to kind of draw your, on your own terms, like get drawing, right? Push yourself. So just kind of go forward and get to that point where you feel I wouldn't say comfortable. I guess comfortable is definitely part of this, right? Your comfort level in what you draw and what you're choosing to draw and how you do it. But yeah, getting comfortable is a big part of drawing. Sometimes you kind of don't want to take chances. But stuff like this, by the way, I mean, I'm recording it just to kind of show you what how to do it. But like when you do it, you don't need to record it. Obviously, you could just kind of have fun and do what you want and do what you feel, and right, it'll just completely, it'll completely pan out, right? It will be something that of you for the most part. Um, and like I said, you can do this in just scratch paper like I'm doing right now. You can do it in your sketch. I recommend doing it in your sketchbook so you kind of have a record of it. And like I said, usually you do stuff like this so that you have this idea that you can maybe work on. Like I don't know what these things are over his head. I have no idea what they are. But usually you do stuff like this in order to have some sort of something you can pull from later and be like, oh, there's a character in that I want to talk about, right? There's a character in that I want to do. So stuff like that would be. See, and I'm adding lines here, but I'm adding lines here very, like thoughtfully yet unthoughtfully yet spontaneous. It's kind of hard to explain there. It's spontaneous yet not spontaneous. So, anywho, you can kind of just keep going on this. I think at the 20-minute mark, I'm going to stop. That's in 2 minutes. You can go back, try to make them make a little bit more sense here, and work on them as much as you want. But this is to kind of, again, show you what you should do, right? Experiment, right? Experiment with stuff. I want you to be like a powerful artist. I want you to explore. That's very important. And that's probably one of the most important things you can do is explore these concepts. And you're going to become better for them, okay? And just kind of mix around the stuff that you've already like learned and, the stuff you're already learning. And sometimes you'll draw something in these little sessions where you didn't even know you could draw that. You're like, what? I guess I kind of remembered that. I vaguely drew it without even trying, right? So anywho, it's just like, again, it's a menagerie of different things that you kind of learn over time, and it's again up to you to kind of take that charge. You're amazing, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget, hit the subscribe, share the video if you did enjoy it. Follow. I'm going to be teaching a lot more, and I want to be on this channel all the time. So hopefully I can be. So, all right. See you later, guys.